Hey Google, talk to Audioburst.
How nice to have you back. Let's start with New York weather report aired 3 minutes ago on WCBS News Radio 880.
To Milan. Now let's check the weather.
Hot and humid this afternoon. A mix of sun and clouds, a high of 92. Heat index values near 100. Partly cloudy, very warm and humid tonight. Low 77 in Midtown and 70. And outlying areas, very warm and humid tomorrow. Intervals of clouds and sun. Can't rely on a shower or thunderstorm. High 88 degrees.
It's fair and 85 now in Central Park, going up to a high today of 92, but feeling more like 100. It's 1240.
Speaking of erratic behavior,
jump to entertainment.
From entertainment, Travis Scott celebrates #1 album Astroworld by giving $100,000 to fans.
The rapper Travis Scott is in the news. He just had a #1 album. It's called Alpha Numeric. Alpha Numeric. It may as well be. It's called, actually, it's not called Alpha anything. That's a movie that's opening tomorrow. It's called Astro World. Mm-hmm. And to celebrate the success of his #1 album, he decided to give away $100,000.
Wow.
He is sending money to people who tweet in lyrics from his new album. I guess there's an app.
Why, because he can't remember them?
He's getting people to listen to his album.
Yeah, be interactive.
Presumably purchase the album,
sure.
I suppose.
Say next to hear another. Would you like me to track Travis Scott and add stories about it to your personalized feed?
Next.
Disney stands firm on James Gunn not returning to Guardians of the Galaxy.
And if you're a Marvel fan, you are sad to hear that, in fact, Disney is saying absolutely not. James Gunn will not direct Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Stop talking about it.
Stop asking us.
We have put our foot down.
They have put their foot down. They may still use his script. That's being decided. The problem is that Hollywood wants to work with James Gunn, but until this whole contract thing gets settled, he's owed like $10 million for the script, and so they're working their way around that. See, he's not in violation of his contract.
No.
They just decided to fire him. And so now
he should get all of his money.
Exactly. His attorneys are saying that, and so they're working on that. But until then, he can't work for anybody. He has to.
Can't work for anybody.
He can't work for anybody.
And aren't people lining up?
People are lining up.
They're like, oh, he's available.
I'd work with him in a heartbeat. I got Hollywood Reporter notes here. People want to work with him.
Say next to hear another.
Jump to tech news.
From Tech Study, more U.S. adults nervous about riding in self-driving cars.
New study shows drivers becoming more nervous about the prospect of self-driving cars.
People are a lot more aware of self-driving vehicles and all the research being done, but they're also a lot more aware of incidents.
When the Uber crash happened in Arizona, we definitely saw the shift in consumer thinking that, whoa, wait a minute, let's think about this again.
Analyst Michelle Krebs says half of all drivers told Cox Automotive they would never buy a self-driving vehicle. That is a significant jump from their last survey 2 years ago.
Say next to hear another.
What's the latest on Omarosa?
I found the following 4 bursts on Omarosa, aired 44 minutes ago on WTMJ 620.
He's the second son. I get him all
Eric
confused.
Trump, yes.
Eric Trump, okay, so this is the daughter-in-law who presumably offers Omarosa a job with the campaign.
After she had been fired from the administration, and essentially what I think Omarosa is trying to prove here is that there's some back and forth and some hypocrisy going on, because in this tape, apparently Lara says, we still love you, the family still loves you, we want you to be part of the re-election campaign.
Okay, well, there.
Say next to hear another.
What's the latest on Elon Musk?
I found the following 5 bursts on Elon Musk, aired 1 hour ago on WBZ News Radio 1030.
Subpoena over recent tweets from CEO Elon Musk, That's according to a new report in the Wall Street Journal.
Last week, Musk surprised investors when he tweeted he had secured funding to take the electric car company private. The subpoena reportedly seeks information from Tesla's 9 directors. Both Tesla and the SEC declined to comment.
And CBS's Nikki Batiste reporting, the Journal citing an unidentified person familiar with the matter after Fox Business reported the SEC's move.
Hey,
well,
Google,
it seemed just...
What's going on with China trade?
I found the following 4 bursts on China trade. Aired 20 minutes ago on WMAL 630 AM.
Diffuse an escalating trade dispute. The top White House economic advisor is confirming a restart of trade talks with China.
Larry Kudlow says a Chinese trade envoy will come to Washington for the first high-level talks since negotiations broke off in Beijing in early June. The Trump administration has imposed tariffs on $34 billion in Chinese imports, and it's prepping penalties on goods worth hundreds of billions more. There's also been retaliation, but Kudlow tells a White House cabinet meeting it's China that's suffering.
I'm not a China expert, although I'm boning up as fast as I can. I would just say right now their economy looks terrible.
The trade talks resume next month. Jan Johnson, Washington.
A Colorado man has been arrested on...
Tell me about